I'm looking at this from the Lakers team perspective, and I'm going with prudent just from the standpoint of, yes, they could still trade him, but with everything they've signaled is they are not trying to cut bait, and they're not willing to buy their way out of the Russell Westbrook conundrum. So I think, these sides moving forward together, I said earlier, it's in everyone's best interest for it to work. I think the Lakers can take a little bit of a patient view here. There's a risk associated because of your timeline, but I think it's responsible to go into the last year of this Russell Westbrook contract and see how it unfolds.
We said he was going to put his vocabulary to the test. What a start, Bill.
Strong.
Your grade for the Lakers offseason moves so far is, Brez?
I'm going to go B+. I love the Darvin Ham hire. I think he's going to bring really good energy to this franchise. Also, I like them buying into that second round as high as they got. Obviously, no first-round pick. Free agency has not started. There's still kind of an unknown element, but so far so good with the, 2 moves that they made. And sure, go ahead and throw in the 2-way contracts that they picked up. Good news there, I think. Those are guys the Lakers thought would be drafted. They weren't. Snapped them up right away on 2-year deals.
Bill?
Yeah, I just don't know how you grade it, given where we are when we haven't even gotten to free agency yet and we don't know who's going to be on the team. So I'm giving them an incomplete. I like the moves you're talking about, but to me, I don't care if Darvin Ham is the coach and Max Christie's on the team if you still fill out the roster with a bunch of guys who can't play like last year. So it's really maybe we'd consider this a progress report, in which case I think the moves sequentially have been again prudent, and I like the Ham hire. I like that they got in the second round. Don't know enough about Max Christie to render full judgment there, but I think that in terms of everything pointing in the right direction, I think they're trending in the right direction, and to a passing grade, if nothing else.
That's literally like putting a 5 for what the numbers is. Incomplete. Your last day, Bill Oram? Really?
That's why he got the sigh from the crowd. Oh, now it's
Thank you.
boos. Oh, wow. You can't boo Bill on his last day.
You can't boo
We
on
just did.
his last day.
3. Be better, Bill.
Okay.
Brez, blank is a free agent you expect to re-sign with the Lakers.
I'm going to go with Carmelo Anthony. I just think that maybe he found a little bit of a home here, averaged his 13 or 14 a game, just like he's done the previous few years. He was fun to talk to. I know from a media perspective, Bill, I appreciated talking to him. I assume you did too, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think he'd be a nice pickup. You know what he does. You know what he doesn't do. And I think if the Lakers extended an offer to him, it'll probably be another minimum salary. We'll see if he's back, but I think he will be.
Let me guess, your assessment of Carmelo Anthony was incomplete.
Do you not know, Bill?
So listen, I think the free agent that the Lakers will bring back is none of these bums.
None.
Did you watch this team last year?
None.
They were terrible. Nobody showed up and performed. Carmelo Anthony is the one guy you can maybe make a case for, but he still doesn't play any defense. And this is a team that is trying to turn it around defensively. Could Carmelo Anthony come back? Sure. But, do the Lakers want to bring back anything that reminds them of the nightmare that was last season? They already have Russell Westbrook to remind them of everything that went wrong a year ago. You don't need Kent Bazemore there waving from the end of the bench saying, hey, remember me? No. The Lakers need a complete reset, complete refresh. Unless Malik Monk wants to take the minimum, I don't see a real why any of these guys should be a priority.
I'm laughing because Allie's mouth dropped open for a good minute right there.
Disclaimer, Bill Oram only speaks for himself on this show, and that is what you call leaning in. Wow.
Well, if it's gonna be the last fill in the blank with Bill,
it'll be the last fill in the blank
with Bill at your flank, then
I did say be better. Wow. Brez, blank is a player the Lakers, I am all flabbergasted over here, should target in free agency.
I'm going with him for a little bit. Yusuf Nurkic, they only have about $6.5 million to spend on a guy like him. He made about twice that amount. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'd like to see them target him, kind of clear up some of the lack of toughness that this team showed last year. Rob Pelinka mentioned it recently. He wants his team to be tougher. Nurkic is pretty much immovable in the post. He's a big body, good rebounder, good passer as well. He's starting to shoot threes the last couple of years, Bill. I'm not confusing him with like a legit stretch 5, but I think he might have to take a little pay cut because he has missed some time over the last couple of years. I don't know if he'll come all the way down to the 6.5 that the Lakers might offer him. I like him. I think they should at least target him, get a big body down low, and then AD can move back to the 4.
Clearly, it's no one on this current roster, Bill.
Just because I've been paying attention in Portland a little bit, I think there is a real priority to re-sign Nurkic in Portland.
There you go.
Like you said, he made twice that much last year, and he's still only 27. Injury issues aside, I think he's a priority in Portland, so I don't see that happening at all. Bringing it down to reality, how about TJ Warren? I know that's a guy you like, and you have liked.
Yeah.
You know, we remember he obviously had the 50-piece in the bubble. Then the injuries kind of knocked him out for the entirety of last season. That is a guy who needs a make good contract where he can come back, have a little bit of a bounce back season. He's a little bit older. We don't know how he's going to respond to that injury, but he does everything the Lakers need and could give them another dynamic player on the wing. So if his market is low enough, I like him for the Lakers. Otherwise, we're talking about guys like Josh Okogie. Gary Harris is probably going to be out of their price range. Maybe a Tony Snell comes to mind if you want to talk about guys the Lakers could actually get.
$6.5 million is not a lot in today's NBA world. There you go.
It is not.
But in media world, it is. So please, we'll take some of that.
Well, I'll take a mini mid-level.
Slide that over here.
3 of us will split it.
Favorite reported offseason NBA move so far is Brez.
I like Jeremy Grant's game, and I like him going to Portland. Not just for you, Bill, because I know you want some entertainment up there. The Blazers were not real good this season, but this was a very good under-the-radar move by the Blazers. He can play defense. He was actually doing great in his first year in Detroit, kind of running the show by himself offensively. Then you had guys like Cade Cunningham and a couple other young guys, so he kind of lost a little bit of that offensive thrust. But I think he's a really good compliment. One of my favorite 3-and-D wings in the entire league. Good pickup by the Blazers.
By design, we save the best for last. You get the last word, Bill.
The favorite NBA move of the offseason is my own. Getting out of here.
Wow. So everything you said previously is a lie.
That was like 2 commercials ago. No, for me, I'm going with, I liked the draft, and I liked the intrigue around the first overall pick. I mean, there's never a surprise with the first overall pick. And the fact that we heard kind of in the final moments before Orlando made the pick that it was going to be Paolo Banchero was drama. There was intrigue, and it took something that is always very predictable, weeks in advance, and added some real entertainment. So I like that. I think we're going to always look at that sort of like pivot. Did they make the right choice? Should they have stuck with? I really like that from a just a fan consumer point of view.
You know what the funny thing is? He moved from 3 to 1. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, a massive jump. But I like it too.
We're back to put the finishing touches on this edition of Access after the break. I'm so sad.
Golly.
Sides of the ball, defensively, offensively, and also just creating the energy and setting the tone, a competitive tone for us to go out there and compete. It starts now. Obviously, it's not our real team that's going to come in the fall, but still, these guys are fighting for a position. These guys are fighting for an opportunity, and it's great. Just feeling their energy and their competitiveness throughout the workout was amazing.
What have you seen from Christie so far? It's very early in the process, I know, but what do you like about him?
He's a very multifaceted ball player. Max had a great day today, dribbling the ball, passing the ball, playing defense. I think he won every sprint. It's going to be a really, really good player. He has a tremendous upside, has the body for the game, long, wiry, athletic, with great touch and great decision-making skills, even at this stage of his career. So we're excited about him.
We've got to talk about you. How are you settling in? Your introductory press conference was a couple weeks ago here on this court. How are you feeling so far?
All is well, man. I'm doing great. Finally found somewhere to live. I won't say where, though. But I'm excited, man. It's a great vibe in the building, a great level of energy in the building. Everyone has been super duper supportive within the organization and outside of the organization. So everybody's kind of welcomed me back. Some of the familiar faces who were here when the last time I worked here as an assistant coach. So I'm just excited, man. It's a great time to be a Laker.
Indeed, we're back with more after the break, but first it's our Mamba moment of the day.
Look at Kobe almost stopped.